Matter of fact, you're clicking in this video, I already know you want to save time, so let's not hesitate and just get right into checking out all these property. Got the list ready for you. Don't forget to check the description and follow me, subscribe for more, and hopefully this is the type of stuff you guys like to see comparing to normal home tour. So first, the first one, literally, I already got this on the list. This is probably a pretty decent home that hit the market, been on the market for quite a while, 20 days on Zillow. But if I were able to go to MLS, it might have been there for a bit longer. And as you know, San Diego home tanked it a slight with, I believe, 30K cheaper than originally how it is. And now let's walk through every single home and check them out. So this home is one of the one I selected. So this list isn't go by ranking yet. I just have it, right? I just add it as I see with the criteria. Whereas you see this home is 3 bed and 3 baths, 1,809 square footage out here in Skyline area, which is near Bonita, and then you're going in somewhere near the Lakeside area. So it's not super inland in San Diego, which why I think the home out here, the one I pick, is more reasonable because you will still have transportation going to downtown or going up different route. It won't be like a home in the middle of nowhere. And the condition I look for this home is where I think the value of 849K is pretty decent and solid, under 900K, but you have to include your closing costs and all of that. So as you see, this home is not the greatest condition layout, but I'll say it's one of the like more affordable side home here in San Diego. It's like a great starter home. They have more of a luxury, can't say luxury at this point, I'll say honestly, but all these homes, they claim it as better finish it. So you do see a staircase down this way right here on the bottom my left corner based off this look. And you see the kitchen appliance, refrigerator, they're all brand new. They even got a dish machine in here. And I think that's the door where you first enter. So it's like an open space. They kind of just open up this area. And this home, they say it have an ADU, which is, I'm pretty not sure how it work. So I'm pretty sure they either turned the garage into the living space or they did something, because you see there's a lot of parking in the front of the lot. So let's see if I could view this in 3D. And last but not least, there's a bonus out in this video at the end in Chula Vista for 800K, built by landlord, move-in complete ready, and you just won't want to miss out on this bonus home. So this is the look of the 3D. So why I believe this is probably before where, or this is the other part of the home. It's pretty confusing. But I guess, okay, so I guess the ADU part, that's where we were at when we first started. This is the part that is more finished. So as you walk in, this is like a room. I mean, it's much better than me. Is this better than me going out there showing you guys the actual tour in person? Let me know in the comments, so I show you guys more of these. So I guess this home isn't too insane. So I'm not quite sure why the 3D picture is different than this MLS picture, which I need to make sure for real. It's an amazing opportunity with own this San Diego home with ADU. So I guess it's permitted. The main house feature 2 bedroom, 2 bath, and ADU offer 1 bedroom, 1 bath. So you kind of have 3 bed, 3 baths, which is why they have it like that. So this home, you could house hack it, rent it out, and you have 9,960 square footage of a lot, which is a huge lot. You're going somewhere up around price 469 square footage. Reasonable. Pretty old home. It's built in 1971, which why I get they rehabbed it a little. And pretty much these are all the feature of the home. They don't have fireplace. I mean, people don't really use it nowadays. As long as say you have the AC and the, I mean, San Diego weather probably won't even need a fireplace, I'll say honestly, unless you're going to a very chilly morning. So this home is 1 level, partial number, zoning is R1, single family. I mean, pretty much you move-in ready home type, you know. So there's really nothing much to go through, but as you could see, either they bought it through back in 19, they fixed it up, and then now it jumped up the price, or the home just been sitting there in great condition and rose up the price, which we need to go through these checking history. So it was for rent. So the homeowner been renting it. Now they want to cash out because I guess they built up the assets over it. And with the estimate mortgage payment, I assuming this is you putting down 20% of it, you will be paying $5,000 a month. So it's very reasonable price here in San Diego. I'll say it's much affordable comparing to most of the other houses you see around. Because if you were looking at a house in Claremont, they're all like $1 million, which why I won't even want to pull that up to show you guys. And comparing to these here, this one is located at Lakeside, which is more toward Chula Vista, Old Tire Ranch area, I believe, if I have my geographic right, or yeah, Lakeside. Well, going toward a little bit more upwards to El Cajon. So Chula Vista is complete opposite way. So take my word out. But it's a great, I can't say it's the best location because I personally haven't been gone out there, but I know there's plenty of land because it's like a hill, mountain, all of those space. So this home is much better with the finish it. You got LVP floor, I believe, either hardwood floor or LVP. And they got this modern look in the kitchen with finished appliance, which I don't see a dish machine in here. But as you see, this home with the spacing is definitely much more than the other house. And like I said, I show you a home that is definitely built with 3 bedroom and 2 bathroom or above or more, because that's what ideally you want in a house. Because I personally think one bathroom is just not enough. So they do have a laundry room as well in here, pretty surprisingly, for the price of just around 900K, I'll say. And they experience a price cut. And like I said, this home had 4 bed and 2 baths, 1,888 square footage, is nearly the similar to the other one, except the fact that it just don't have ADU. But all this home, you don't gotta pay. You don't gotta pay for none of the HOA, because you don't want to get HOA to eat up all your extra monthly expense, because oftentimes people don't how should I say it? They don't pay attention to it, and it just caught them off lacking. So as you scroll through, and I'm showing you this home, so you do have a 2-car garage here, plenty of space, finished appliance inside, beautiful cabinet, and counter quartz top. It's definitely, they even have AC inside. You see this newer part. So the yard is sitting on a huge lot, honestly, because you look at your neighbor. When you move out to the suburb, you have so much more space you could deal with, except it's just the transportation is definitely not as developed yet comparing to any other places if you're talking about Claremont or La Jolla area. So as you see, this home is sitting in suburban area. So every home pretty much look the same. Single family, you're paying about $477 per square footage, so slight more expensive than the other one, but your monthly mortgage payment is still around $5,509 per month with an estimate of 20% down payment. So as we walk through this house have more information as of each square footage in each home. Total interior livable space is 1,888, which is pretty much the same as what it was have up there. They do say it's included with dishwasher and oven and star quality and gas range. Okay, so it's not electric stove. And the lot is nearly 0.25 acres, so it's pretty huge lot, honestly, I'll say. 0.25, I can't remember the number exactly, but it's quite space. You got plenty of backyard space for sure, and then you got the aisle down the side of the home. Single family detached. The roof is composition. You're built 2021, so it's actually pretty new. So all of this home are pretty new, and now I guess they cashing out or looking to move for somewhere else. Financial listing right now, just based off the look, this home is running on a FHA loan or VA loan. They work as well. Okay. I mean, like I said, the home listed value been dropped because no one wanted it. This home are like, it's a brand new home, basically brand new, built by a different construction team, which I'm not even quite sure because I just got the list and didn't do much of a research into it. But like I say, this home, you could probably go down a little bit more. I could see the buyer a little bit more desperately for sales for sure, because as you see, he fixed up the price a couple of times and then relisted and put it back out. Definitely eager to looking to cash out on this property and move the assets to somewhere else. So this could be your chance if you got a first-time home buyer. Imagine you just putting out, I'll say 3.5. If you were looking at that situation, you would be going somewhere around 6,700 something mortgage payment per month, which is $1,000 slight more than the other one, but there is no HOA fee, and you do have property tax to pay. And do also got mortgage insurance because you're putting down 3.5%, less than 20% of it. And that's the mortgage side. I'll leave it with the mortgage program. So it is a much farther area compared to most of the house. Like I said, if you want to get in $1 million range and you want good home, you're gonna be looking into the expensive area in San Diego because that's where the metro area is, where they have more density of population, where they have transportation. And next home that we jumping into is this one I actually really like because I saw this one before. It's in El Cajon, so more toward the inland side as well, going toward the east. This home is pretty good. It got solar panel roof. A huge lot once again is nearly like 0 point something acre. This one is actually much bigger actually. They even have a pool in the backyard. So the kitchen perfect appliance finish. So as we go through the information before we checking out the interior of this home, I'll say it's more like a sweet, warm family home where you live in a suburb, you go to drive to work, won't have to worry too much, but you're definitely going to experience some traffic down the way if you drive all the way to work in La Jolla or something and you live in El Cajon. So it's someone that's been living in there for a while. They've been keeping it in good condition based off the picture. And they do have a pool, so you do have to take care of, but the yard is like huge. So I guess that's like a detached ADU, a separate space, which they turn it into a gym where I think there's water and going through. So this is like a huge yard. Is it like a whole acre land? No way, right? This home have a 0.44 acre land, which is super huge. It's nearly half a acre of land. You're paying for estimate $391 per square footage for this 3-bed and 3-bath home with 2,303 square footage of livable space out of here for just 900,000. So as you compare to most of the other home I showed you on the list, it's also near this price, but this home had far much more land, and the location you're looking at, you're more closing toward innerland, I'll say, compared to the earlier one where it's Lakeside up here, where it's near Santi area. This one, you do have airport out there, but you're going further out than La Mesa. So if you're commuting to work from San Diego downtown, might take an estimate, I'll say 20-ish minutes, depends on the traffic. And gorgeous home, powered pool, fantastic neighborhood. Okay. Been on Zillow for 14 days, but let's see if they relisted before. So it was actually sold in 2022, and then now it's back on the market. Interesting. So only been I'll say a year and nearly 2 years, and a homeowner want to move out. So it's either this was not it, the home they rented out, or something was different about it. So the school district definitely not the greatest because it's a little bit further out, but it does the job. It does the job. You know, I didn't come out from a good school district, and luckily enough, as long as you study hard enough, you do the work, you do what is required, you get where you want to be, like in college for sure. So this home is estimated with the monthly payment of $5,509 with 20% down payment. You're looking at something 180,000 with a 30-year fixed mortgage rate. Matter of fact, mortgage rate just jumped to this recently 52-week low. So it's definitely opportunity out there to go for. You don't got to pay mortgage insurance since you got more than 20%, but you're looking at something like 5,500. Or if you do have ability, first time home buyer, something like that, maybe might be more expensive, 6,775. But I don't know how the whole first time home buyer loan thing. I'll leave that for the mortgage office people to do that job, because that's what they best at. And what my job is, finding you resource, the houses, save your time, and then put them into the list. So next one we're going to jump into. So I have 10 in total today to show you before I head out to class later in the day. So this next one is also in El Cajon, which I don't know why my sister just called me right there. But El Cajon, okay, I think this is the one. Yep, this is a one, huge one with a pool again. Beautiful finish of the inside of the home, but this one only have like few picture with it. So you could tell on the bottom left corner of the picture, they try to have like modern finish in this area, boosted the value. Definitely a fixer flipper, and most likely, I'm sure, especially just looking at the staging, I could more than tell you. Just look at the tile and the cabinet; they're mostly fixer flipper. Dish machine, oven. Okay, this home does have an open concept, except this fireplace in this area. makes it a slight awkward position when it's not complete open space, but it's pretty warm, sweet home, I'll say. And wow, this bathroom is pretty fancy out here, honestly, if you consider. The room look huge on the picture, but this is a master bedroom for sure. They have a fireplace in the master bedroom. Okay, so the layout in the master bedroom is much bigger. They have a swimming pool and a lot of yard space. Like I said, when you go out into the east side, inner land area, you have all the land in the world you want, because once you go a little bit further out in the mountain, you technically can build home there because it's bio area you got to protect here in San Diego. So this home you're typically paying $474 per square footage, which is nearly $150 more cheaper than the home I showed you previously. This home had 4 bed and 3 baths, which why is the gem at this price, where it's starting at 1898 square footage, a lot of space, 0.228 acre of land, which is less comparing to the first house. I mean, the previous home I showed you. So previous home I showed you is the double amount of this, but I guess you don't need that much lands or lot to taking care of the business unless you want to build like a whole gigantic a detached ADU in a backyard. Then that's a whole nother case, right? But you're looking at to pay something around $5,000 something dollar, $5,500 once again for I'll say every month, and single family zoning, no HOA fee. So this house is more of a recent fixer flipper, which is kind of weird stage. And normally here's this. I'll tell you my experience with fixer flipper, where most of the time the listing price they put up, they're gonna end up cutting like 30 to 40K, and then the final dealing price they end up like losing another like 10K or ish or so for the final price where they negotiate and then where the deal end up closing. So at the end of the day, their margin gets shrink down a lot, much more as a fixer flipper person, investor. And it normally sits on the market for about 2 months ish or so. If your home just doesn't even make sense with the price, if they didn't do their feasibility great enough, it probably sits on the market for a bit much more longer. So this home been on the market since I'll say they might have got on at the end of April, coming up the beginning of May for sure. Since here say May of 6, but they definitely have people been looking out already. But they've been sitting on the market for nearly 3+ months now. So they've been here, and they probably re-uploaded on Zillow again, as you say, 18 days on Zillow. Pending sale. Okay, so something went wrong. The payment didn't go through, fall through the escrow, so they put it back on. So there is buyer actually interested. It's just a matter of they probably backed out at the end, or something just happened. Who knows, you know? But this home is pretty decent with the value, and in terms of location, not too far innerland, where you're still easy access reachable to going down toward the downtown San Diego area, where you're living in a suburb with huge amount of space for a reasonable amount of price with the location. Next stop, oh, this home. This home is probably like much smaller, I'll say, because I think when I first saw this home, it's in Spring Valley. So this home is actually, just looking at a picture, I don't know why they parked a car there like this, but this is a street view of the home. Call it San Francisco Street, so I guess it's in the mountain. So this is how your neighborhood looking like. You're definitely going out in the suburb once again, like I say. And you also have solar panel roof. Pretty nice indoor. I guess they might have fixed this. However, it is carpet floor. Fireplace brick. It might look a bit out of date when you walk in. They definitely remodeled the kitchen, added an island table, because I'm sure because you see the floor is no longer carpet. So they probably switched the living area space rather than a living room. They just kept the first part original and then fixed the inner part to boost the value before they put it up on the market, because everyone want to sell their home for much more price, so they do some fix up, you know. So these picture, I'm not quite sure if the staging is like virtually staged, but based off the look, you got counter quartz top, regular stove, and they got double. Wow, and this dish machine, so 2 oven in there. Dining table, okay. So pretty open space area. However, it's just carpet in most of the living space, but except the kitchen is not in carpet, which I believe is in tile before. Okay, wow. So they have some staircase. You separate it. So once you go down to the other part of the living room, you probably have much more spacing. The ceiling might feel taller there. Excuse me. Since they put up the the ground lower. They lowered the level. Wow, that's pretty interesting. And the room is probably not that big, I'll say. It's pretty tiny for sure. Just like most of the home I show you in Claremont. This is might be the master bedroom. This is most of the other room. So as the angle they're looking at it, the room isn't as big, I'll say. But this home definitely have a lot of spacing for room. And backyard is perfectly laid out. I don't think you could add anything like a detached ADU, but I'm sure you could get a ADU, probably a junior ADU for extra like a studio space back there. So they do have a floor plan for this actually. That's pretty nice. So it is definitely a fixed up flip home for sure then. So this is actually with 4 bed and 2 baths, 2,000 square footage of livable space, actually much more than the one I showed you previously. And by fact, it's only, and it's slightly cheaper too. It's going for $895,000 and probably been sitting on the market for quite a while for sure as well, because that's just how most of the fixer upper home is, unless they just got on the market, which they don't even have previous data before. Okay, interesting. So they just listed on sale on August the 7th. Been on here less than a month. You're looking somewhere to pay around $5,479 monthly, just similar to the most previous one I showed you. A lot of these homes are like got a lot of bedroom and a lot of bathroom, and some are just quite much more smaller. And I think it's really important for you to go in person and see them yourself to really see the difference. This home is only 7,500 square footage lot. So you do have some backyard space, but not a lot. They don't have any crazy amenity. So if you think about adding extra value or build extra part to rent out in the backyard, it is feasible, but you just have to go through the research definitely more and deepen. And in terms of location, I'll say, look, if you were looking at Spring Valley with this location around, you're kind of in the middle of La Presa. You got the lake next to you, pretty close, and then the lagoon area. You're pretty close to La Mesa, Lemon Grove. So home price here is probably cost more because compared to upward, going down to the, I'll say going up to the north side where El Cajon is like much more innerland, which is not as close to downtown when you're comparing to this home living here. But at the end, it's all about the way how you work. If you work from home, you want to live in suburb, they might work for you and they might be in a great price. Next home we got up here, let's see. This is in actually Chula Vista. This home, if I'm typing it right, not quite sure. Okay, there we go. So this home had a price cut of 25K recently as well. This is a pretty nice home that they fixed up as well before they put out for sure. And we walked through the detailed living room. So they have another floor plan. It's not the biggest home, but it's like one of those homes where you see is built in the 1970-ish time, where that's how my first house is back in the Bay Area. A lot of homes are quite similar. And this one actually have a tall ceiling. So you have the roof going upward, which very unique blend of a home, I say. So you won't see a flat ceiling, but you have plenty of space. And I'm not quite sure how the heat work in this house, because most of the time you have a layer of like an attic area to separate out the heat so it won't feel as hot in the room. So we can't really feel that just through a picture. But just looking at it, it's like pretty a basic home. You got all these fixed up finished appliance, all white out. Beautiful LVP floor. Wow, they actually got a sky window, a roof window here that brings in natural lighting either in this is a room or living room. Might be a living room area. They didn't put a staircase, but they put a ramp down the way. Backyard area. So you don't have much yard in this house actually. And the room is probably what I would expect for the range of under 900K. Wow. So it's pretty, I'll say this one is just better location because you're living in Chula Vista, which is not as innerland, which a lot of people decide to live in, because if you look at the school district, it's probably much better. You got the school rating is much higher comparing to the one I showed you that was innerland, because you have more density, more peoples here, and you probably have better transportation out here. This home, it is with 4 bed and 2 bath, so you won't have to worry about stealing bathroom, because that was a struggle we had in our first house where we only had 1 bathroom in the house and we were having like what, 6 people living in it, and it was like a nightmare every single day. This home have 1,000 1,789 square footage, less than the other one you're paying for $475 per square footage. Reasonable, slightly reasonable here in San Diego, especially in Chula Vista. And this house, I guess, has just been riding the market, and it was sold back in 1998. So the homeowner personally renovated this before they put it up list to sell, unless they did off market something with it. But I think it should still have public record. So it's been just riding regular depreciation. So it's really great for a first time home buyer to get in. This one's actually slightly cheaper. You're only paying a $5,000 and nearly $200, $5,200 a month monthly payment. And here's some breakdown where you're looking at a 6% interest rate, which I'm sure you could beat that rate with different mortgage lender. And I'm sure there's people out there have better program where they go with either first time home buyer or a different way. 3.5 as we check. And you will be looking at $6,000, nearly $400 if you were doing a first time home buyer. But I'm sure the interest rate will be much different if you were looking into it. And let's see the location of this home. It's very close to Otay Ranch, which is Sunbow area. And matter of fact, the bonus home is in the Sunbow area, which I'm going to show you. So it's living in a pretty decent area. You're in Otay, Southwest Chula Vista, a little bit more closer to San Isidro, which is near the borderline of Tijuana, Mexico. But you're definitely having a much greater location comparing to the one I showed you in Bonita up there. And keep that in your list if that's the one you desire. Let me know what you guys think. And let's move on to the last three of the home that I am going to show you guys today. And just to save your time, I will put a bookmark so you just click on the one you want to check out. And sorry if I talk a bit much more. This home is in Oceanside, all the way across, going upward to the north, going down to the LA area. You're living on a hill for this one. I doubt it. So this home is actually much beautiful and greater, even though it's carpet floor, but it's in much greater condition. Probably it had more of a, I'll say, a family vibe type of feeling. It is a bit outdated kitchen, but they didn't dump in as much money, I'll say, into investing of rehabbing the whole entire property before putting it out. They probably just made it newer, refurnish it. So beautiful lighting. You got your kitchen area open up to your living room, connecting to your backyard, main master bedroom. You got a walk-in closet, your own individual private bathroom in this room. And then this is inside the bathroom. This is like a room for the kids, so they put a twin bed, a bathroom for the main living area, another room. I feel like most of the house staging, they like to put out these, I'll say like a bed, like twin bed, just so they make the space look much more. So you got indoor laundry. You won't have to worry. Not much of a yard space, I'll say, in this one. But definitely living in Oceanside, you have the lifestyle. So it is inside of a community. So you have community pool, barbecue area. So I think this home might include a HOA because you're living in a community. Yep. But it's only $150. So it's actually not even that much. You're paying $150 for a pool that you won't even have to worry and maintain about. It's pretty great. And it actually recently went through a price cut of $20K as well. Like I said, this home probably been on the market for quite a while, which why I've been through, like a month-ish or so, which why I've gone through price cut maybe multiple times or even further on more. But it is a single family detached. You're looking at it at $900K of price range, $400 and $435 per square footage. This is actually much more valuable with 4-bed, 2-bath, and then 2,069 square footage is actually pretty better. They say they got upgraded, included AC, new water heater, plantation shutter, so they probably just upgraded throughout the whole entire house before they put it up in the market. And walk-in pantry. Wow, I don't think I saw a pantry in there. Total interior livable space about 2,000 plus. Okay. I mean, it's a 1-story, and I know I probably personally, 2-story house look good, but it's climbing the staircase probably is pretty annoying. But you got your community HOA. You're paying for really barbecue, biking, hiking trail, clubhouse, playground, pool, recreational area. That's actually pretty decent. Honestly, it's not bad. So this home was sold back in 2018. I believe someone just moved in and lived in there for a while. Now they're looking to move out since it rose up with the appreciation out here in San Diego over COVID. Matter of fact, they got this way before COVID, and luckily enough, during COVID time, this house probably spike up a lot. But you know, people couldn't move anywhere because everyone was indoor. How are you gonna have houses moving around and transaction? But you know, people would often scare transaction and make emotional decision. But who knows? So this house was bought in back then 550,000 and now selling around 900,000. So it went up appreciation about like so they're actually trying to list it for sale at first when it first went up for 60 some percent, but now it just drops slight. So they're still looking at something like a 60% gain off of their appreciation itself. So you could imagine if you think it's the right time for you, jump in this train, get this house, or you think this is a great place to move in where you're gonna pay $5,600, $5,659 every single month, that could be it. And let's see, looking at a $3.5 percentage price range, you will be paying nearly $7K a month. Wow, that's a lot of money actually if you're looking to pay $7K a month. But I know the interest rate is definitely going to be different when you look up to that. So like I say, HOA fee probably going to add up and eat up. But you're in a way much more greater school district, just like the Chula Vista home I showed you previously before. You're looking at a 7 out of 10, 5 out of 10, and 7 out of 10. El Camino High School, which I never gone through because I didn't do school here. But yeah, you're living in Oceanside, so you're all the way across from San Diego downtown. And just looking at the map, you're more like inland Oceanside area, going on toward the borderline of this. So I'll say transportation definitely not the greatest out there, but as long as you got a car, you get to places, it does work because at least I'm not showing you houses all the way in all the way out in a whole nother county. I'll say I don't even know how to read this. Temecula, yeah. I think I got a lot of people that invest land out there. They do golf field, got the whole place out there, but. All right, let's get to our next one. 1153. And this one is in Escondido, which a lot of my fans very enjoyed this area because it's very affordable. So this home starting $850K, house for sale, 3-bed, 2-bath, 1938,000 of square footage. You're looking at $438 per square footage. So they're relatively pretty much the same, and the year built in 1960. So this house is actually even older, matter of fact. But they do have a 2-door. You're entering, they fixed up the floor for sure, repainted the wall, got a fireplace, but you do have popcorn ceiling, which you need to be aware of, and open space, semi, and because they separate out the kitchen area, so it's a little bit older with the tile floor, but I guess it does the doable job. So the kitchen is right there, which I think if they want to turn it into like an open space, but probably wouldn't be making sense with the amount of money they got to dump in for this home. So new kitchen appliance here, just like every home you see. Room are filled with carpet, wooden door. Okay, so this home is much older. So now you see, right, as you're going down through the list, you see different home in different location. Like Escondido's probably have more job opportunity for you, for better growth for your family to start off. And you do have some backyard space. You have a little playground. And yeah, you have probably like a greater view comparing to most of the house. So you have a lot to take care in the backyard for sure, though. You are living on a hill, so you are on a slope slightly. And this is a location. You got school right next to you, high school right next to you. You're living in better location. I'll say better than the Oceanside one, probably. But you're going to experience traffic if you're going down to work every single day from Escondido. So be prepared for like 30 minutes stuck in traffic every single day for no reason. This home been on Zillow for 80 days, probably been on much longer. And they say it offer possibility with a lot because in the back, obviously, you could say you could probably build up detached ADU or something, but I wouldn't think it's feasible or reasonable to do that here. It's more better just buy this home and move in for yourself and best for what it is. So they do have shingle roof, which I think might need to go check on and inspect on it. Might need some change. But this house was sold back in 2006, so the homeowner been living there since the 2000. This home is as old as me nearly since they were sold. And now it's just been sitting on the market when first time listing it for the price. So over the year, it rose up the appreciation about 70+% by now with the price. So just over, wow, nearly over 20 years in this area, nearly 20 years. But when they first got it, pretty cheap. But the whole homeowner, I'm assuming, is getting older now, want to get out. But this home, you're actually paying $5,000 and nearly $200 per month if you're putting down 20% payment with a 6% interest rate, which is relatively low comparing to other one. And if I were showing you 3.5, it will be around $6,000 once again because you have to pay mortgage payment. But there's different way you go through. The school district isn't as great as the one I show you in the Oceanside or in Chula Vista. It's not as great comparing to, yeah. Cause I mean, elementary here is pretty decent because you're across the street. You're very close. You're only like a mile away from school, so I would say it's a decent home. Going toward Innerland, and you got the San Diego Safari Park next to you, so you got a lot of wild protecting it. And just imagine living near the San Diego Safari. If any fan or been there, gone there, lived there, let me know how it goes because I think I should go visit there someday. And next up, we got the home. Before I show you this bonus additional home where it's going for 900, where it's going for 800K, my apology. And you're going to be surprised after that. And let me type this in as we are searching for this home. Lighting Doctor. Okay. Okay, so this home does have a pool as well. Much older home, but like I showed you, they do have beautiful finish, a lot of living space, 1800s of a square footage inside for livable space, 4-bed and 2 baths, and sitting about where you spend about $440 of square footage for price. And you do have a swimming pool in the backyard, so pretty much not much yard space besides the swimming pool because it's taking up most of the space. So just looking at the inside of this home, they fixed it up. I'm not sure why this is like lower ground for the living room. I guess it created more space on the top. And this home mixed with like LVP floor and tile, which is kind of fixed up but not fully. So the kitchen area is more tile, and you got new appliance. As you see, the sink is newly installed for sure. All the cabinets are brand new. New dish machine, and not sure why there's a door there, which is might enter out to the backyard area. So this is another living room area with tile compared to the first living room you see. So this is like an office space, but I guess they consider this as a room. It's much smaller. This is an actual room with its own bathroom where they renovated as well. They actually went through and upgraded the whole entire house throughout the process. And you have the pool taken care of, so you're paying for a pretty budget price to get a swimming pool in your backyard. And I mean, your neighbor have pool too, and this is a location look of it. But this is how you're living, way closer to Otay Mesa Ranch, a little bit closer to San Ysidro. So I doubt your school district will be like a 7 or above. Okay, turns out not even close. Semi-close, but you're super close. You're only 0.3 miles, so it's super walkable distance to the school. Elementary, 6 out of 10, 4 out of 10, 6 out of 10. I guess this is the school district you choose, but I'm sure if you go down to like Otay Ranch area, the school district is just much better for sure. But with the price and range, been on the market for 61 days, you are paying for what you're paying for. Location, 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 like I always say. So this have actually been gone through a lot of listing price change. So the seller definitely want to sell it. So the price gone up and down, which a very emotional seller or the agent just something with it. Not quite sure why they want to do that. But you're paying around $5,000 a month for a pool if you're putting out 20% down payment. And as it goes up, less down payment, more monthly interest they're paying. And mortgage. But with terms of that, let's head out to our last home, which I just gone through a Zoom call, not sure why. This is the last home I am showing you, which is here by Leonard in Chula Vista, Sunbow Luna, which I have an exclusive off-market opportunity going for you. Starting at $800,000, anything above. This is like the bottom line I give you, but I personally think because the homeowner renovated, installed a sunroof, which I'll say the property could go around $850,000, but I'm giving you guys the bonus deal since you guys followed through and watched this home thing and willing to check this out. So this is the look of the inside of the home Right now it's rented out to tenant, but I'm sure if you want or interested, we could negotiate and go down and deeper further, because just there's a lot to go through, right? And it's new home in Chula Vista, got a lot of living space, 4 bedroom, 2.5 bathroom, and 2 car garage with 1,600 of square footage. So you're paying much more of a deal, I'll say, and steel. Even though the space isn't look as much, but you're getting all the luxury finish. You're like move-in ready. And here's a plan, and I do have picture and have contact with the homeowner. Luckily enough, the fan of mine can reach out to me, and I'm happy to help them. So these are multi-family home, which we often need it here in San Diego, especially now with lack of supply. This home does a great job of it. And this is the location where you will be seeing. So you're very close to Otay Ranch Village, and in near the downtown Chula Vista, you got Sesame Place right behind your back, which is all the mountain area. And yeah, I mean, this home got clubhouse, pool. So I think there's an HOA fee, but definitely got to contact with the land people that actual I mean lender themselves, or I'll let the homeowner know. But without further ado, that's a wrap with 10 houses I'm going to show you right now here in San Diego on the market currently under 900K. Let me know if you think this is a steal or a deal. If you enjoy watching through the process of walking through this, or if you actually want to see me go in person showing you every single part of the property, it'll be very great for you to hit a like, subscribe, and give me more motivation to keep working on these. And without further ado, I appreciate you staying here with me all the time. Looking forward to seeing you on the next one.